Thank you for joining us today, and congrats on taking the first step towards finding your right career. If you don't look forward to each and every day, it doesn't have to feel that way. Your job doesn't have to feel like work. You could have a job you love so much you lose track of time doing it. In this workshop, I will share the secret 4-part formula you need in order to find the career of your dreams, why you need to stop searching for your passion, and how to discover your perfect career without spending a dime. Now, this is like all the workshops online. I'm not going to try to sell you some big, expensive program. What I'm sharing with you today are the principles contained in the My Right Career program, a shorter version for sure. But still, the principles are the same. At the end of this workshop, you can take all these tools and ideas and find your right career yourself without paying any money. Or you feel like you'd like additional support, I can show you where to find that as well. Okay, so let's get into it. But first, I want to introduce myself. I'm Don Lundgren. Many programs with similar offerings are from people who've had only 10 years of experience with their approach. Many have had only 1 or 2 careers, and often their process comes from researching literature, not from trying it out in the real world. I've had a 40-year career that touches all the bases. In the first part of my career, I was at IBM in sales and finance. Then I went to Silicon Valley and helped startups as a CFO or CEO. Today, I'm a social entrepreneur helping people identify their right career. During these different seasons, I've had multiple careers and multiple executive roles, so I know a lot about changing careers. I was 34 before I found my true first right career. That time I decided I should help others find their right career. I mean, no one should have to wait until 34 to feel professionally satisfied. I decided to only focus on millennials because, let's be honest, you guys graduated in a crazy time when jobs were rare. But beyond the economy, you have such a fresh perspective on work-life balance. Some of these insights have come from observing my 2 millennial kids and their friends. Other insights come from my research. So now that you know more about me, let's talk about you. And how can we help you navigate the 5 to 8 careers you'll have in your life? And how can we get you living your career and looking forward to each and every day? If you take only one thing away from this workshop, it should be this 4-part right career formula diagram. In order to have your right career, you need all 4 of these areas in your life to be balanced. The key is balance. It's sort of like health. I think we've all met people that run every day who aren't healthy, or people who manage stress in a healthy way but aren't well. People who have strong social connections who are not healthy, or even people that eat a healthy diet and still aren't healthy. According to experts, the 4 elements of health are exercise, diet, mental, and social. Finding your right career is no different, really. Now, like a healthy lifestyle, your balance is unique to you. And this may change as it does with health. I used to be able to eat carbs every day, all day. Now, in this part of my life, if I eat too many carbs, I gain weight because I don't exercise as much as I did 20 years ago. But just because it's practical and simple doesn't mean it's always easy to balance these 4 areas of your career. The first step is knowing your best self. Who are you when you're at your best? Who are you really? This may seem silly, but I'm telling you, I've met people well into their 50s that never got the chance to really know themselves. And it's sad, because they missed out exploring parts of their life that it could really have made them so happy and successful. Now, your best self is normally found in your natural strengths and your personality. When people join my program, I have them take a series of assessments. Honestly, this part is really fun for most people. You get to be objective about who you really are. The major factor in being successful in a career is matched to your personality. You take the combined Myers-Briggs and Strong interest assessment. You can find that on the resources page on the website. My personality is called INTJ. I is introverted. I am focused on the inner world of ideas. N is intuitive. I look at the big picture and future. T is thinking. I make decisions based on logic. And J is judging. I take a planned and organized approach. Now, a lot of people with that personality go to engineering school, which is what I did. Another common path is law school. But it also has to be something in which you're interested. By my senior year in engineering school, I discovered I didn't want to work as an engineer. I was faced with my first major career change. There are two myths about your strengths. Myth number one, as you grow, you will change. Truth is, as you grow, you'll become more and more of who you already are. You are born with your strengths. That's why the Gallup assessment helps you identify your top 5. By the way, your personality also doesn't change. Myth number 2, you will grow the most in your areas of weakness. Companies that buy this myth send you classes to address your weaknesses. Truth is, you will grow the most in your areas of strength. Thus, learn to leverage your strengths. Enlightened companies help you leverage your strengths. Again, on our resources page, you'll find the Gallup strengths assessments we use. So don't spend your life trying to improve your weaknesses. That's the quickest way to waste your life. Spend time honing your strengths. Own them. Now, how does this apply to your right career? Well, when you aren't your best self at your job, it's like you are constantly swimming against the current. My daughter is extremely good with people. She's outgoing. This is a strength in her personality. If she had to sit behind a desk and crunch numbers all day, she would not be her best self. She might even be depressed. I'm very analytical and an introvert. In my early 30s, I discovered I enjoy sitting at a computer building financial models. Being an IBM salesman was like riding my bike north on Route 1 into the wind. I was successful, but it was very hard. I became my best when I switched from IBM sales to doing financial analysis in IBM finance. The next step in our formula is finding your passion. Pause the video and do at least one of these 3 prompts and see if they help you identify a passion. There are a lot more in the program. Number 1, what did you enjoy doing at age 10? A psychotherapist says the things we loved as a child are probably still the things we love. He suggests drawing up a list of favorite activities and interests from childhood and see what resonates with you today. Number 2, figure out what fear is stopping you from doing. I was very much struck a few years ago when I saw a sign that read, "What would you try if you knew you could not fail?" Number 3, what do you most enjoy talking about besides Trump? When this topic comes up in a conversation, does your energy level immediately rise? Do you find out you have to control how excited you get about this topic because you can bore others who are not as interested as you? Let's assume you did one or more of the prompts. From them, you got a big aha and identified a major new passion. Now, most people get this wrong. They think if they find their passion, then that's all they need to have a right career. Wrong. Think about it. I'm sure many of you have watched the American Idol auditions, where someone gets up to sing. Someone on the panel asks them why they're there. They say they have a lifelong passion for singing. Once they start singing, everyone laughs because it's just that bad. It's good to have passion. It only works when it's partnered with your natural strengths. You need to be a natural singer to advance. The other side of that, you can't hate what you do. If you're really good at project management type tasks, but you hate it, then it's not sustainable. Unlike your strengths, your passions can change as you age. Now, the third step in the formula, and the elephant in the room, money. It's about not spending more than you take in. Okay, I don't want to be a dream killer, but you got to be real here. And we also understand that everyone has different levels of economic comfort. Some of us need to make $100,000 to be comfortable, while others would be fine with $45,000. Your income and expense are often dictated by where you live in the world, and also what matters to you. Alyssa just got out of college and wanted to live in San Francisco. She had a business degree with a focus on finance. Her right career was being in finance, starting as a financial analyst. So she first needed to see what she could earn in that position in San Francisco, and she used two resources. Glassdoor, which said a junior financial analyst could earn $65,000. She had already quite a few informational interviews as part of the program. She and some friends started to look for apartments. They found a 4-bedroom Victorian in Lower Pacific Heights for $6,000 a month. Fortunately, Elisa was a financial analyst. She calculated her take-home pay. Then she divided that into two buckets, rent and spendable. She discovered her $1,500 monthly rent was 44% of her monthly take-home pay. A little research convinced her her rent should not be higher than 35%, so she realized she couldn't afford the $1,500 rent. Her other three roommates could afford the apartment because they made $100,000, and the rent was only 30% of their monthly take-home pay. Alyssa calculated she could afford a $1,100 apartment. My point, everyone does this differently. You just have to be clear on your financial needs and then make sure whatever career you choose can meet these needs. Get a feel for it. Don't just rent the apartment and find out the hard way you can't afford it after signing the 1-year lease. Note, this doesn't mean finance is not Elisa's right career. If you are passionate about poetry, and good at it too, it doesn't mean it should be your career. If you can't make a living doing it, then this is not your right career. If your passion and strength is going to leave you pinching pennies and struggling to get by, it's not for you. Maybe poetry should become a hobby. Get involved in a poetry club and read your poetry at their events. Finding your right career must align with your personal agenda, which can come in many different flavors and will change over time. Jamie was a software developer working in a major company in Silicon Valley. He and each bros basically lived at the company and worked 24/7. This is one of the reasons the company provided breakfast, lunch, and dinner, free laundry, etc. Then he met Annie. It was love at first sight. She was in international marketing and traveled to Europe a lot. Short while after meeting, she said, "It'd be nice to see you other than Saturday night. Do you have to work 24/7? He said, "Do you have to be out of the country 3 weeks a month?" Their love caused some examination of what careers were now right for them, or at least how to modify their existing careers. Not much later came marriage. Soon after that, their first child and then their second child. All of this career change was driven by their personal agenda. Throughout my entire life, I've been lucky. I've met some really incredible souls that have helped me feel really satisfied by my multiple careers. And now in this moment, I want to give back. So my personal agenda is social. I want to help the social well-being of others. And everyone is different here. Your personal agenda will change as you move through life, just like Jamie and Annie's did, and just like mine did. It's one reason your personal agenda has such a large influence on your choice of a career. As I said earlier, you have to keep the 4 areas in alignment. And when they fall out of alignment, you will feel a bit empty. Maybe you have a job in which you can be your best, and it also pays well, but it no longer aligns with your personal agenda. I described how I moved from IBM sales to my right career in IBM finance at age 34. It aligned with all 4 areas. But by age 39, it had gone out of alignment, so I quit IBM. Passion. I had a long time passion to run a company, so I left for an early stage company in Silicon Valley. Personal agenda. I had tired of moving so often, and working in Silicon Valley meant I could live in Palo Alto, yet still change jobs, even companies, without moving. This is just one example. There are so many. But the thing to remember is you've got to have a balance with these. And when there isn't, you've got to be willing to make some changes and pivot. On the resources page is a workshop that will walk you through the 6 steps that will help you find where you are out of alignment and how you can restore balance. The workshop will also show you how to form a team. We know from experience that it's hard to do it alone. It's hard to really change or grow without a coach, mentor, or accountability partner. To ensure your success, we've created a few ways you can get the support you need to move through the system. This workshop, taking a test drive of the entire system and completing the Get Started step, all at no charge, means you can do it yourself without spending any money. Now, as I mentioned it at the beginning of this workshop, I have a program that helps you go way further in this process. If you aren't sure the program is right for you, or you have more questions, send me an email. I don't want anyone signing up for this program if it's not right for them. If we talk and we decide this isn't right for you, I will connect you to 2 or 3 resources that would be a good fit. Now, for the next 7 days, I'm also giving complimentary 20-minute coaching sessions. So if you'd like to grab a spot, act now. I don't do this often, so I suspect this will fill up fast. Imagine having a job that doesn't feel like work. Taking a month off of work every year to travel and experience a far-off land. Pursuing a passion that causes you to lose track of time doing your job. Working from anywhere in the world because you're your own boss. Looking forward to each and every day. You don't have to keep living with unrealized dreams. I hope after today's workshop you realize this can be your reality. Don't settle for less. Until next time.